Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Stories of Strength. Really elated to resume our talk series, which we started back in the pandemic. So, we had done about 4 episodes in the pandemic, and today is the fifth episode that we are resuming with. And we are going live from one of our therapy rooms. So, it's like a new space at over a cup of tea. So, that's like an added joy. I'm really excited to be going live from this space. Maybe I can just give you like a quick glimpse of this space. Well, yes, so this is what the therapy room looks like, and this is like one of our therapy rooms. We call it our burgundy rooms because there are burgundy sofas that we have. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about today. So, as you know, Stories of Strength is a talk series where we bring in individuals with lived experiences where they have had experience of some challenge which they have been able to come on the other side of the table of. So this is to celebrate them, to hear their stories, and also maybe be inspired a little from their stories. And right now, since it's like the end of the year, I think what better time than now to really hear such stories and be inspired. So from the new year onwards, we can also maybe take back some of their mindset shifts, or some of the changes that help them. Maybe we can imbibe and instill some of those as well. So, well, for today we have a special guest who has a very powerful personal story of triumph, and this triumph is against type 2 diabetes, which we all know diabetes can be such a debilitating illness. But yes, this person has been able to reverse the diabetes. So let's hear his story. So without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Siddhant Digvijay Jaitha. I'll just add him on the chat right now, on the live right now. Just give me a moment. Yes. Hello everybody. It's really nice to see your waves, and I think we should have Siddhant joining us any moment. Yes. Hi, welcome Siddhant.
Hi, Charvi. How are you?
Good. Can you hear us, see us?
Yes, I
Is the
can hear you
volume
very clearly. I can hear you very clearly.
great, and welcome to Over a Cup of Tea, Stories of Strength. And really happy
Oh,
to have you on board with us on this talk series. When I
likewise, I'm
personally
doing
met you
right.
and I heard your story, I think I was deeply inspired by, just the transformation that you have had. And I think our audience can also learn a lot from your story.
Right.
So, yes, I think just to start us off, Siddhant, could you take us back to the beginning of, the beginning of your personal journey of discovering that you had diabetes?
Right.
What age were you, and what did you experience at that time, the impact it had on your mental and emotional health?
So I'll tell you how I began. Actually, I'm born and brought up in Bombay, Charvi. I shifted to Calcutta about 10 to 12 years ago. And this whole journey started, from my transition from Bombay to Calcutta. And, when you leave your city, your friends, your everyone around you, that you've grown up with, and then you shift to a different unknown city which you've not lived ever. Automatically that itself is like something like you feel depressed or sad about. And, I think somewhere back in the head that my journey of, sadness and depression and, started from there on. But yeah, became more aggravated, I guess, once, there was a separation also in my family. That's the reason we shifted to Calcutta. And yeah, my dad bought the company and the head office being Calcutta. We all had to move from Bombay to Calcutta to, Bombay to Calcutta. Yeah. So all the entire, it's like everything together combined that, led me into a space of sadness, I would say. And yeah, that was my initial journey. If you talk about my entrepreneurial journey, we are one of the largest importers of aircraft and aircraft spares in India. I'm in fact the fourth generation now running it. So yeah, it's so basically it was mainly work that I was only here in Cal for, but nothing else to look forward.
Yeah.
So if you are living in a city and, you're just like concentrating on one aspect of your life and neglecting the others. Self also, plays on your mental well-being. So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
So there
it's
was a
basically
lot
an overall,
going on personally as well, from what I can understand, with like shifting
right,
cities and like, I think there
right,
was so much going on the personal front with your family and the
right,
separation of
right,
it.
right,
So is
right.
that when you first discovered about diabetes?
No, so what happened was basically, as I told you, when we shifted, that sense of depression was always there. It was almost, I think, 2 years or something that I did not even, I just used to go home, work, home. Never used to meet anyone, never used to socialize, never used to do anything. And I think, and then obviously I let myself loose. I became, didn't care about my lifestyle. I didn't care the way I am in terms of appearance or my mental well-being or physical well-being. So, I was just basically just like I let myself loose. And, I used to eat all kinds of food, junk, and, my weight went up to about 106 kgs, and that was the time, I started feeling a lot of breathlessness. I started feeling, a lot of, I was not feeling comfortable in terms because all my life I've been athletic. From school days, I was a very sporty person. I used to participate in almost every sport in my school. So this was something, it was not me, but I didn't know how to overcome, or I did not know how to, get back to it, because in the back of the mind, I used to keep missing my city in Bombay, and I wanted to always go back. And but then again, you need to be where the work is, so that was one also an aspect which played upon it. Now your question coming to diabetes, basically, as I told you, look at my family, seeing me, once you suffer, you don't suffer alone. You suffer, your entire family suffers with you, because they also want
That
to
is
see
correct.
you yeah, they want to also see you in a good, happy space, and everything is going well for you. So one day my mother just told me that, I can't see you like this anymore. And why don't we just go and do a test or go to a doctor, and just, let's talk, let's bring out everything what you're feeling, because even you're not even that at that time, your self-confidence is also so low that you don't want to open up to a lot of people you don't know, right? So that also was a bit in my mind, that I was not comfortable, talking about my space and what I'm feeling with the outside world. But then I agreed to my mom, and then we went to this doctor, a very nice doctor called Dr. R. Sadiq. He is such a doctor that, he explains everything in detail about
Yeah.
what you can do in the future. Like if I don't do something now, what will happen to me 5 years or 10 years down the line?
Yes.
So the way he explained me, really jolted me from inside. And I said that, and at a stage when you're reaching at your age, it keeps increasing and your metabolism keeps decreasing, and it's not the same what you are like in your 20s, So that also was playing a part on my head. And then again, I got married. I had two kids, So even in terms of my, when I look at my daughters, or when I go to the school and trying to participate things, I could not do everything, because obviously because of my health condition. So then, we got my test done, my glucose level. In fact, my fasting came to 225, which was, it was actually alarming. And, I could not imagine, because, you know, it was, I don't know how to explain it, but like, it just came as a shock, and
Yeah.
then,
Imagine.
everyone, yeah, when the reports came, everyone around me was upset. And even the doctor said that if you don't do it, anyways, you're like diabetic, you got like type 2 diabetes. But if you still don't rectify your mistake, it's going to start eating every part of your body. And then you'll be just in hospitals and running around, and, your entire family will start running with you, and it's just going to be a mess. So that is what jolted me, and, and I started my journey, type 2 diabetes, to recover from it, actually. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, there was so much going on emotionally, personally, and then that led to you finding out about this physical condition.
Right.
Like
Right.
initially, it was like a mental health wise, you
Okay.
were
Yeah.
not doing well,
Right.
and that's when you went for these tests and you realized that, oh my God, like that shock came
Yeah.
in all of a
Right.
sudden. Yeah. Wow. So, was there a turning point in your journey like that led you to confront it and and work around reversing it? Like what led
You
you
know
to
what?
start that journey?
Charvi, what I was saying, friends also play a very important role as long as family. Like, I've got my best friend in Bombay. His name is Viranchi. So, like we speak almost every other day. And, he also, back of the mind used to motivate me, that because he's seen me, he's been my school friend, from like class one, we've been together, like school. And seeing me, he's seen me in a state also was a shock. So he used to motivate me from Bombay, calling me almost every day that what's going on, Siddhant, how's, you need to get back on track. Then also, there was one company called Empresa Wellness. Okay, there's this lady called Miss Sangeeta. I don't know if you heard or not, but she is also used to call me up every day and say like just give me inspiring or motivating things to talk about. Like she used to just inspire and tell me good and positive things every day. So once you have that and you have someone in back of the mind, because reversal of diabetes is just not physical; it's mental also. How you feel mentally, because if your mental balance is not proper, you cannot do anything. You have to keep pushing yourself, you keep working hard, you keep telling yourself every day that everything is not over. You can overcome it, and if you change the way you are and try and become what you were, the better version of yourself, I think everything is possible. So I think looking at my daughters, my family, my friends, everything combined together, my wife, so everyone combined together made an equal effort. And I said that if they are really concerned about me, why shouldn't me, who is suffering, try and make a change and make sure that at least I can bring a smile on everyone's face? Why should everyone suffer and be upset because of my own doing?
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
actually did, yeah,
The
that did,
support system was like
yeah,
a big influence in your
yeah,
journey,
yeah,
and I think that is so
yes,
true because
yes,
dealing with something all alone versus having a good support system who sort of motivates you and pushes you is something we don't really talk about often, we don't really give credit to often. So thank you for
yes,
sharing that, because I think all of us who are listening here, and we want to be there for our loved ones, but
yes,
sometimes I feel like maybe that may not really help that much. But I think you sharing that is sort of, an evidence enough that every little bit counts,
right,
in their journey, anybody's transformational journey. Yeah.
right,
So,
right.
but reversing diabetes is a significant achievement. Like it's not an easy task. So I'm sure there must be like a lot of mindset shifts. There must be emotional breakthroughs that you had that played a role on your journey. Would you like to share a little bit about it?
Yeah, so I'll tell you honestly, Charvi, with me as a person, I'm a bit of an extremist, So like if I have a very strong willpower, if I decide to do something, nothing can shake me. So number one, you have to have a really, really strong willpower. Like that you have decided, like you're passionate and you're decided that no, I'm gonna change and I'm gonna do this. Nothing should shake you. And obviously, I had a team of people who helped me. Like I started like with MMA and kickboxing with this company called Alpha Omega Combat Sports, which really helped. Kickboxing is a sport, which it really pushes your adrenaline, and it makes you like really agile and active. So that was something which really helped me. I started also with this company called Zest Fitness. I'm sure everyone must have heard of Zest. And there was these my trainers Vineet and Catherine. They all had these personal trainers who used to also guide me and doing trying to change again. And also in terms of I used to do about 20,000 steps a day. It doesn't need to be that you need to get up in the morning and go to a park to walk or run. Just be mobile. You can just wear a step tracker, and you're just walking around. If you see on a normal day, you're clocking anyways 10,000 steps, even if you're not doing anything. So just making that extra effort, and when I'm in the office, also I was before I used to just sit in my cabin, but now I walk around the hallway, and when I'm talking on the phone, and I'm just constantly mobile. That also really helped me, and obviously diet plays an important role. You know that. So even I really became more conscious in terms of my eating habits. I went lactose free. I went totally lactose free for the entire journey when till my entire diabetic journey. So I was only eating mostly plant-based products. And yeah, everything together. And then, after even doing all these things, you need that one day, to just relax and not do all these things. So I used to make that one day. I used to go to a club like Tollygunge Club and play golf. Just to just
Yeah, I think
relax,
that's what I
break the
was coming
monotony.
to.
break the
Sorry
monotony.
to cut you, but I would love for you to talk more about that, because I think you know, I think we all know that there are certain things that we should be doing, and these are the things that will help me change or transform. But
Right.
I think, how do we navigate through those moments of doubts? The times when you feel like giving up, the times when you feel like it is too challenging and you can't do it anymore. What helped
Right.
you to be consistent? If you could share that, a little more of that.
See, consistency totally comes from within, that see today you there will be a team helping you, but unless it does not come from within, nothing can change you. Even if you have teachers, you have the best teachers, the best doctors, you name it, but it has to come from within that you want to change. Unless it doesn't come from within that you want to change and make an effort, I think nothing in the world can, no matter whatever you do, I don't think anything can, change you. So that was something which came from within that I really want to change. I don't want to make this like my end of my journey that I can only live more, probably 5 or 10 years, and then start running to the hospitals and doing all that. I really want to make a conscious effort for my friends, for my family, and most importantly for me, that to get back into what I was and, get more active. And, after automatically, even like I lost like about 30 kgs in a span of about 8 to 9 months, just following the rigorous diet plans and the pattern of my lifestyle. And I realized that, coming back to life, I can do so much more. I became much more active at work. I became much more socializing now than what I was doing. And I started liking myself again. Let me put it that way. I started liking myself, once more, where I had
Yeah.
lost that kind of a self-confidence that, at that time when in my earlier journey, when I was taught, when I had the diabetes, I never even used to look at the mirror. I never used to like looking in the mirror. And me being a very self-conscious guy and, probably, this is a journey which really I want to do also for myself more than anyone else because I didn't want to give up. So that was
Yeah.
the thing, yeah.
I think the takeaway that I get is that you started taking charge of your life, like from being
Yeah.
a very passive person who was just getting on with each day to becoming a person who's like, no, I'm going to bring about a change and I'm going to put in the effort to change things around. And I think that's such a beautiful takeaway, because we all have that agency, but sometimes we don't really make use of that agency enough.
But not only that, Charvi, I also want to tell you, like, after I reversed my diabetes, in fact, I wanted to try and bring a change to the people around me also because I see from the age of 30 to 45, mainly the younger generation who have this, but probably they've not got tested and they don't know they have type 2 diabetes or they're either borderline type 2 diabetes. And, because the lifestyle, today, the kind of lifestyle we lead, everything is in social media and everything is out there. But still, unless people, and I think diabetes is something like in Indians, I think about at least 85 to 90% people have. It's a common disease right now in terms of especially the type 2 because more like lifestyle. So it's just like just changing a certain pattern or certain habits, on your day-to-day life. I think that is just gonna just help you not wanting to face what you're gonna face 10 years down the line. And for me, one thing was very good, Charvi. Basically, I was only on medication. I was not on insulin. So, because of just being on medications, I was doing a lot of intermittent fasting, which also really helped me. So, I used to stop eating from 7 p.m. and I used to break my fast in the next day at 11 p.m., 11 a.m. So, that window also, that 8 hour window, I used to only eat. So, that also played a very important role in terms of helping me in terms of this journey of, yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's such a beautiful thing that not only did you help yourself, you
Yeah.
started thinking about people around you and
Yeah.
getting them to be aware and pushing them to adopt healthy lifestyle changes.
In fact, you won't.
And some of the
In,
things that you, sorry,
yeah.
yeah.
In fact, you won't believe also, as I was telling you, that after this entire journey, I was thinking of people that, like me, there must be so many people, facing this and they don't know probably what to do or how to, overcome it, and for that, I've also written this book called Live Life the Healthy Way, which is
Wow.
available on Amazon Kindle, and it totally explains my entire transformation journey in terms of how I started, how it happened to me, and what journey I went in detail, what I used my diet plans and what I used to do, to even if I can help a single soul, if to prevent this or, not getting into this, it's always going to be self-satisfying for me. So yeah, that is also something which,
Yeah, I mean, that's beautiful because I think instead of, feeling victimized by this disease, by this diagnosis, you turned it around and you not only empowered yourself, but you also try to empower other people through, different medium that you have. I think, you've tried. I think, if I'm not wrong, you started a healthy food chain as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I've started this health snack brand called Crunch and Munch. So mainly this brand has got, so I think like majority of the people have this snacking habit. Everyone wants something to binge on, these midnight cravings are there. You go out, you want to munch on something, you want to. So I started this brand. It's called Crunch and Munch. I can show you also. It looks like this. Uh, so this is basically a brand which is it's basically a baked range of different kind of snacks, whether it's like the quinoas or it's like veggie chips. It's got spinach sticks and everything to do with healthy, but at the same time it's tasty. They don't play too much with the ingredients, just compromising certain ingredients and making it more into a healthier factor. So this I started on in 2021. It's 2 years now since I started this, and now we're available in 6 cities, and now again another 8 more cities through our distributor network. We are going to be available, and also we're available on Amazon and our own personal website as well. Yeah,
Okay. Wow, how amazing is that? We have
yeah.
someone in the audience who I think missed the name of your book. If you could just share the name of the book again.
It's called Live Life the Healthy Way by Siddhant Digvijay Jaitha, which is on Amazon Kindle. It's available on Amazon Kindle.
Okay. Okay, wow. I'm going to be reading that as well. But Siddharth, I would love to know a little more of, your personal stories, the time when you were, if you could share the moments when you were a little low and how you like overcame that. Like, if you could share more specific stories, if you have any, I think it'll just help us to relate and connect and maybe take
Yeah.
back something from there.
Specific stories I can like tell you like personally, like when my I got a daughter, like my elder daughter is 9 years old. She used to like she likes playing table tennis, and she likes doing different things. Like she's very creative. She likes art and craft. So she used to when I used to come back from office, you feel like anyways tired, and obviously when you're like obese and you're like 106 kgs down, you feel lethargic to do anything. You just want to plonk yourself probably in the bed and just lie down and just relax. And that time, the kids also really look forward, because they don't see you the entire day. They look forward coming back that now dad will play with me, and now dad will we can see dad can share some stories and do a lot of activities with them basically. So that was particularly in my mind that when she used to tell me that dad, let's go down and let's play table tennis or let's play badminton, or let's play any kind of outdoor activity. I was very lazy, and from inside I never used to like going, and I could see that upset face of hers, and it really used to make me upset from inside. I'm sure like everyone's children, and she's really close to me. Daughters always close to their fathers, I feel more. So she used to get really really upset, and like I could see some couple of tears also falling down there, and I used to really feel bad. So that also as I told you, when you're suffering, everyone is suffering around you as well.
Yeah,
So that was something, you want to be a role model for your kids.
yeah.
You don't want to be like a person that, that tomorrow she goes out and her friends talk about their parents, and then her friends ask, what does your dad do? And then she doesn't have much to say. That, my dad doesn't play with me or that. So that was also something, that when you do something for your kids, you want to like be the perfect example that, they look up to you, when they grow up. And, so that also, is something which really, hit me from inside to get into
That's
this journey.
really touching. That is
Yeah.
so touching.
But
Thank
I
you
think
for
it's so
sharing that.
true. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is true, so true, because nowadays I think majority of families live in nuclear families. So I think majority, so I think it's not only the duty of a parent, but I think like it's nowadays I think the relations between children and parents are more like friendship than like a parent and a child relationship. So you want your children to be open to you. You want your children to come up and talk to you about anything and not just keep it to themselves, because that also will lead to depression when you start keeping things to yourself. So you want to just be out there and try and help them, guide them in whatever best way you can. And and today's children are so smart. They know what they want to do. So you can just be a good guiding angel or a good friend to them. And yeah, so that also.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I think drawing, inspirations from them and like getting motivation from them can be like a beautiful thing
Yeah,
that we can keep in mind as parents, to be, I think to set an example for them, just like you did.
right.
So, Siddhant, is there anything that you wish, like when you look back, of your at your journey, and you look back a couple of years ago when you were actually, trying to transform, trying to turn this around, and I'm sure there were a lot of challenges that you faced on the way. So, is there anything that you wish was different, be it in the society, in the system, or anything that could have helped your journey better, or would have eased your journey into this transformation?
No, but you know what I think, nowadays it's very important for everyone to do a self checkup, a health checkup. I think everyone should do it in terms, even if you're looking fine, you're feeling fine, but I think quarterly or 6 monthly, you should do a full body checkup and see, if your parameters are okay, or if there's no changes in what it was from your last reports. So that's important. So at least you know where you are, because there are a lot of times, when you might look okay, you might feel okay, but there must be certain things which might not be okay, with the way you are, with your reports or whatever. So I think a health checkup should be a mandatory process in terms of every individual, to not only for themselves but the entire family should get their health checkups done, and then take it up from there. And yeah, I think that is
What are your
something which is
thoughts?
very important. Sorry, I can't. Hello. Yes, I missed that question. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Any
Can you repeat that?
thoughts on the mental health component of it?
Yeah, so as I told you, mental health is something which is really important. So mental health automatically brings your physical health the way you want to go forward. So unless your mental health balance is not proper and it's not in a stable condition, you cannot do anything anyways. So mental health plays an important role. In fact, I would also like to tell a lot of people, who have stress, who have anxiety, if they go to work and they have a lot of stress. One thing also really helped me. What I do now also is when I go to work, I put on a slight music of nature sounds or nature or healing music, in the background. Even if I'm in a meeting, anything that really subconscious mind really soothes it. So that also really helps, that automatically tries and reduces your stress levels. And music is something I think it's one of the best things I think anyone can have. It really helps in terms of your overall well-being also. Even if you're just sitting down at by yourself and listening to soothing music, I think that also plays a very important role in terms of mental well-being.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more, really. But thank you for highlighting the aspect of mental health and how important it is, even in the journey of physical health, how they are so interrelated and interconnected with each other. And I think your story is such a, I think, it just shows so much that how they are so interrelated and how one affects the other. So, yeah, thank you for sharing that. Do you have any message for the audience, especially audience who are facing health challenges? Is there any advice that you would like them, like to give them so that they can incorporate a more positive mindset, or they can inculcate that willpower that you talked about, like how to work on that willpower, inculcate that, and work on our health, both physical and mental health, on a daily basis.
First of all, I would like to start by saying it's never over till it's over. That is something which, if everyone can understand and relate, I think that never give up attitude, even if you have to push yourself, think of it, you're pushing yourself today. So then you don't have to push yourself 10 years down the line. You push yourself today, and that extra effort if you make it is just not only for yourself, just look at your family, look at the faces of the loved ones you really love. For them, you try to do it first. If you automatically, sometimes you try to do it for others, automatically that thing starts on your own journey as well. So that is something important. Also, I would say I did a lot of things, but I never, a lot of people also do is they really curb their cravings. So cravings is something I never curbed in terms of consistency. So like today, if I'm craving a pizza or I'm craving a dosa or I'm craving something unhealthy, what I used to do was I used to play with the ingredients, not with my cravings. So what I used to do, like for example, if I'm craving a pizza, so I used to take a ragi roti, for example, crisp, and on the tawa, make it crisp, and then homemade tomato puree, put it over it, and instead of cheese, I used to like have shredded tofu on it, So I used to play with the ingredients. So I'm not killing my craving as well of eating a pizza, and it tastes really good, by the way. And at the same time, I'm also balancing my day-to-day act. So I did a lot of things like this with a lot of cravings of mine. So that also really helped me a lot. And I think a lot of people can do that. They can you probably change their ingredients or play with their ingredients in terms, but don't kill your cravings. Keep whatever you do, just do consistency. The consistency is very important. So if and I'm sure like a lot of people like going out to eat. A lot of people, you know, they don't probably they don't want to have like home food all the time. There's no harm, going out and eating, but you need to again balance it. That you and even if you say everything is about balance. So like today, if I'm also going out, I go out and probably eat once or twice a week, but then again, I balance the next 5 days. So, you need to just be consistent in terms of whatever you do and just be
Wow,
mobile. And just be
that's
mobile. Being mobile is the most important. You don't have to find a park or like something. Just keep walking around. Even if you're at home, in your living room, just keep going up and down, walking around. After your meal, don't just go back to your room and go to the bed. Get up from your chair and again walk around the hallway and just be mobile. I think that is something that will solve 50% of your problem.
Yeah, I think every little bit counts is what I'm taking
Yeah.
away from this.
Yeah.
Like every little effort. Sometimes we feel like, just doing a little bit of walk, what is it going to do to my health? So sometimes we don't really
Exactly.
take even these small steps because we feel like it's not that helpful. But thank you for sharing that every little effort counts. And I think I love that part on sustainability, how we don't need to deprive ourselves of our craving, but
Yeah.
we can just be creative with it,
Exactly.
right? And I see so many youngsters when they, I see them in therapy and otherwise in my personal life as well, who are going into these crash diets and they're completely depriving themselves of all the things that they love, and automatically that leads them to going like breaking their diet and like cheating on it, and then going completely extreme about it, both ways. Like when they
But I
break
know
it,
a
they
lot of people
completely
try.
break it.
But I'll
Yeah.
tell you honestly, Charvi, there's no shortcuts to life. There's no shortcuts. You might just go into crash dieting. You might do keto. You might do 100 other things. But then at first you'll feel good that you've lost 10 kilos or 15 kilos. But then you will automatically double that kgs once you stop doing that. So, no, so everything is consistently. Just be patient with yourself. Rome was not built in a day. So just be patient with yourself. It's your own body. You need to give that kind of time also. Equal rest is also important. You need to give that space to your body to heal, because obviously, if suppose, for example, like I was 106 kgs and, like suddenly dropping to about, from my ideal height, about 65 or 70 kgs, I can't do it in a span of 10 days, even if I just stop eating or stop doing anything. You just need to give it time and let your body do the talking. And dropping weight is not the big thing. The overall well-being and how you feel, about yourself, that is more important. I think dropping weight and getting into I think that's just a part of the journey, but the main journey is about the well-being of yourself, mentally and physically. So
Yeah, I think I'm going to highlight that how you feel is more important than
that is
just
much
the
more important.
outcome,
Yeah.
because that is going to help us be sustainable and continue the consistency.
Yeah.
I think that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I just want to know this last bit, because I know that it's a work in progress. Like it just doesn't stop, like you mentioned. It's a work in progress. So, what is like the ongoing self-care practices that you follow right now, both for your physical and mental health?
So So basically, I'll tell you honestly, every day I read quotes, even if I wanted, like, like, in fact, as I told you, my family also supports me in terms I wake up with a positive message. I try, to every day, I tell myself every day it's a new day, new beginning, and it's a new journey. So every day I try to motivate, see, nothing better than self-motivation. So you just need to try and motivate yourself also every day, telling yourself that this is a new day. Be thankful to God that you're living today, and and be always in gratitude. So I think that is something also, is important. And yeah, so and just continue the practices what you're doing. Like obviously, when I look back at time, I don't want to go back into what I was. To continue the journey ahead, you need to, again, as like consistency is the bigger thing. Continue whatever you feel good. It doesn't have to be like going to a gym or going to a certain area, that you think that, but whatever you think will help you and your body in terms of if you're doing meditation, you're doing a normal walk, you're just controlling your diet, whatever moderation or whatever you can do, but just be consistent at it, and just feel happy about your well-being. Today everyone has just one life, and no one has seen what's going to happen after that. So you have that one life, and there's so much to do. There's anyways so many problems in the world, but you have like one life, and what you can do with yourself, that is more important, I feel. So, that is something I think that just be in gratitude, because if you're in gratitude and you thank God every day that, that you're living this day, He's given you one more day to live. So live to the fullest. Don't give a reason that today, or you feel guilty that, you could have done something, but you didn't do it. So whatever your heart desires, in whatever capacity, just do it out there, because tomorrow you won't want to feel that when you're really old and think that you have regrets that, I could have done this, but I didn't do it. Either whether for yourself, for your family, for your friends, or for anybody. So yeah.
Well, more power to you, Siddhant. I think these are some beautiful takeaways. I think just to summarize, I think what really helped you or motivated you initially, I think initially it was people around you,
Right,
your caregivers, your support system, because of which you took that motivation that influenced you to start working towards your journey. And then
right,
eventually it became about yourself. Now it no
right,
longer was for them. It started becoming about yourself, and you wanted to do it for yourself. So yeah, I think
right,
that's a great shift, and I think that's what we probably need. We just need that one, ray of light that can help us start on our journey, and then
right.
eventually it helps keeps the ball rolling anyway.
True.
So yes, thank you for sharing your journey and inspiring all of us with that. Any last thoughts about professional help and therapy? Was there any point in your journey where you considered that, or what you think of it?
See, I would not say like professional help in terms, but obviously I had a lot of guidance. A lot of people used to keep guiding me. There was, as I told you, that like it's a team effort who helped me in terms of doing it. But then in the end, you need to do it yourself. You see, everyone knows about what is good and what is not good for them. But how you do it, how you're consistent with it, because I know a lot of people, they know it's not good for them, but still they do it. So it
Yeah.
totally is the self-realization, I think, which is more important in terms of if someone wants to change. And yeah, and like for me, example, I keep looking at my older pictures, what I used to be,
Mm.
when I was 100 stages and what I am now. And in fact, what I could have done then, I in fact had that one regret that why didn't I do it earlier? It took me such long time to get out of this entire bubble. So, but better late than never. So, and then life is never over. Life, if you give that kind of chance to your own life, that nothing is impossible and you can bounce back from any situation. And today, like when I go and I talk to people, and even if I talk to my own mother, she looks at me with so much pride that, that itself is a win for you, when your parents look at you and they feel good, because at one time you were the reason for their suffering. And today you're the same guy with the reason for their joy. So, that also is something which really inspires and, really, I wish people take this back with them. And yeah, if everyone can think this way, like I think the world would be a different place also. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So, yes, I think here's to taking charge of our lives rather than being defined by our diagnosis or, just diseases and setbacks that come into our lives. I think choosing to navigate our lives and, choosing to not be bogged down by it rather than turning it around to empower ourselves and empowering others around us. I think that's my biggest takeaway of this session with you. Thank you so much, Siddhant, for coming
Thank
on
you,
this.
Charvi. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so glad I connected with the audience. I connected with your audience, and it was just pleasure. And I just hope this message, or if anyone I can probably in any way can help them, I'll be happy to do that. So yeah, more power to the entire community, to everyone, and wishing you very best with whatever you do and all your future endeavors as well.
Yes. Thank you so much, Siddhant. And thank you, everybody, for watching this, for hearing his talk. And hopefully, I think we're all inspired and have lots to take away. So, yes, have a great Happy New Year ahead and hope to see you next year.
Wishing
Bye. Have a
everyone
great
a very, very happy new year from me too. Enjoy the festivities. Just don't go overboard with the festivities. Enjoy it in moderation.
yeah.
But yeah, enjoy yourself, and a big, big wishing everyone a big happy new year to the entire friends and family, everyone. Enjoy yourself, guys. Yeah.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a nice day.